All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Ayodije Patton, and I'm streaming this live on YouTube as well. Um, this is the Business Intelligence School, and this is the accountability module. And I will be sharing what I consider very germane for this particular season in the world. Okay, I am Ayodije Badon and I am the founder of Print Doctor Africa. This this particular time, I want you to pay attention because it's not going to last for too long. I'm just going to be hitting the key points as we discuss Built to Last. As you know already that I wrote a book called The Business Intelligence Cookbook, and the Business Intelligence Cookbook um, basically shares strategies that anyone in any industry can use to produce lasting results or basically build innovative, sustainable, and profitable businesses. I'm very keen on profitable businesses. And this morning, or whenever you get to watch this, I'll be discussing Build to Last. Discover time tested business principles for building a successful and profitable business with Ayodije Bado, of course, myself, founder of Print Doctor Africa. So, who am I? First, we need to understand who am I and why you should listen to me. I'm the founder of the first print-on-demand book publishing platform in sub-Saharan Africa, and published more than 270 unique titles for over 200 authors in just 18 months. I have been multiple award winner as Entrepreneur of the Year among 25,000 entrepreneurs and writers. I had 8 years maintenance engineering experience, leadership experience with Nestle Nigeria PLC. I was the first certified problem solving expert in Central and West African region of Nestle Nigeria PLC. All right. Africa, yes, Central and West African region of Nestle Nigeria PLC, of Nestle. I was also a certified auditor by the International Register of Certified Auditors in 2013. I'm an innovation specialist and I'm an author of 5 books. The 5th one is basically the one that gave birth to this master class. And I said in July 2020, I think that's during while I was preparing for my launch, I said no industry is saturated. There are only few innovators. I'll take that again. No industry is saturated. There are only few innovators. Okay, so who are you? I told you we're going to go straight into this. So who are you basically? Who really are you? Are you an entrepreneur or an intrapreneur? A lot of people do not know the difference between these two. A lot of people do not know um, what they should really be. What is your calling? And whether you're an entrepreneur or an intrapreneur, it's important for you to understand how to build businesses that will last. Because an entrepreneur is basically a businessman in another man's business. So let's take this. An entrepreneur is one with similar qualities and thought pattern as an entrepreneur, but does not actually own the business, company, or organization. So most times they usually have no funds invested, but they run the company as if they own it or they have their funds invested. In the long run, they may get rewarded with equity and are loyal to the company. They are usually in sales. So an entrepreneur is basically the business owner. So do we get it now? An entrepreneur does not own the business, but runs it like he owns it. A lot of people, there is a lot of history. Like the CEO of Google today, like the CEO of Microsoft today, these are solid entrepreneurs, and they are finding fulfillment doing what they do. So whether you're an entrepreneur or you're an entrepreneur, this module is very critical for you. Okay, so let's go straight to it. There are 5 foundations for building a sustainable business. I'll take it again. There are 5 foundations for building sustainable businesses. Number 1, create structure. Number 2, create your brand. Number 3, create products. Number 4, build your sales process. And number 5, build your team. I'll take it again. Create structure, create your brand, create products, build your sales process, and then build your team. And that's what this module is basically about. Number 1, create structure. The foundation of any business that will last is structure. I'll take it again. The foundation of any business that will last is structure. A lot of people, especially in these days that we are enabled by technology to be anywhere and still do business, a lot of people are more impressed by making little money here and there and then claim that they run businesses, okay? And every 6 months to 1 year, they're changing. They don't really know what the business is supposed to look like, both internally and externally. If you've been to any of my speaking engagements, I talk a lot about the front end and the back end. All of these are supposed to be built on a structure. Talk about Jeff Bezos today. And when he was running his business, it wasn't profitable initially, but it was built on some structure. Now, the components of structure, let's talk about this. The first thing is build the man, build the community. When I was in the manual, this is what this used to be the motto: build the man, build the community, build the man, build the community. And this is absolutely right. This is absolutely correct. Look, there has to be a robust personal development plan. This doesn't sound like structure to you, right? I know what I'm talking about. If you cannot be the man, the person that can run the business, at least in the beginning, if you do not have the wherewithal, if you do not have the capacity to run the kind of business you desire, then your business is going to crash even before it starts. That's why I started with the man. If you build the man, you can't build the business. If you build the man, you can build the community. So you need to develop a robust personal development plan. That's one. Number 2, business structure. Business structure. So we're talking about business name. You want to know what kind of structure you want to run. Is it a sole proprietorship? Is it a partnership? Is it a limited liability company? Of course, these are the basic things you can actually start with. You cannot start a business as a PLC. Okay. So you need to determine how you want to start, because each of these things have advantages and liabilities. You need to understand what you're doing at this time. Number 2, is equity and investment pattern. Like, how do you want people to come into your business? How do you want to take investment? Are you giving equity to people? All of these things are foundational. Do you is that the kind of business you want, or you want to go head on alone with all your money and everything? Insurance is key. Insurance is key. If you have equipment, if you have operational base, and there are things that are valuable to you, machine, even life insurance is important. Okay, so you need to start considering all of these things. Health insurance as well for you and your team members. Legal. For Print Doctor Africa, we had to hire a lawyer when we were launching our flagship product, the print on demand book publishing platform, to set up our legal agreement and all of that, so that both we and the client are protected. Everybody knows what is expected and what we stand for, what they stand to benefit, and all our how do I call it now? What our responsibilities are legally. All right. Admin setup, your records. You need to have records for your people, for yourself, for your business, for everything. People who are coming into your business need to come with guarantor. Then your banking and everything. So these are ways to even start up your business in such a way that it can last. I'm not saying start everything at once. If you don't have reason to go for, to take up an insurance plan, for example, you don't have to, okay? Just make sure that at every phase you are. But these are basically the foundations, the structure for any business that will last long. You can't ignore all of these. You may take them phase by phase, but you can't ignore them if you're going to last long, okay? Number 2 is to create your brand. A lot of people think a brand is a logo, but in this session, I will explain to you basically what a brand is. A brand is what your customers think about you. A brand is what your customers think about you. So basically, the components of a brand are environment, the promise, the delivery on the promise, brand identity development. What did I say? The components of a brand is the environment, the promise, the delivery on the promise, and the brand identity development. Okay, so the environment, and your environment is basically everything about you. And this is not just about your office. If you don't have an office, you have an environment. You probably have social media platforms, you probably have phone call etiquette. It's part of your environment. Phone call etiquette. What happens when people call you? What happens when people chat you up on your website? What happens on your website, basically? Do people feel like they are exploring rocket science when they visit your website? Is your website easily navigable? Is your website, do they have to squeeze the website before they can get your contact details? I was trying to work with a small company, digital publishing company, and basically to get their email address or their phone number was like rocket science. How can phone number be like rocket science? You're not even a PLC. Even public liability companies have their phone numbers displayed on their website and everywhere. Okay, it was so difficult. That's a bad environment. In the business world today, it's not just about your office setup. Okay, office setup is included, but it's not just about your office setup. It also includes your digital setup. Okay, the attitude of your sales staff, the attitude of the people you talk to, the customer service agents if you have any, and if you're still the one, how do people feel when they talk with you, when they chat with you? Are you disrespectful? That is part of the environment. Okay, so, and remember we said that your brand is what your customers think about your business. So the third one is the delivery on your promise. The promise, excuse me. The promise is the next one. Every business that will last long has to make a promise to attract the people. You have Coca-Cola saying that, giving you a promise. MTN says everywhere you go. Okay. Access Bank says speed, development, something, whatever. You have to make promise. I think that's the next bank, speed development, speed and all that. So just one of them just says something. Print Doctor Africa says your dream is our command. So basically what we tell you in Print Doctor Africa is whatever you bring to us as your dream, we will fulfill it. It's a given. Your dream is our baby. Your dream is our command, and we never say no. We never turn down any dream. No dream becomes a nightmare in our hands. So, and that's what is at the back of our minds every time we do this. Now, the delivery on the promise is equally, if not more important than the promise. Whatever you tell people, if you say quench your thirst and you give people drinks that are peppery, that are spicy, that they will need to get other drinks to quench their thirst, then you have not delivered on your promise. The final one here is now the brand identity development. Because the reason, this is a very important aspect of your business, very important aspect. Now, the reason I say so is that, unfortunately, as important as this is, people think this is the only important thing. So they spend a lot of money developing brand identity that nobody cares about. Your logo, your t-shirts, your stuff, and all that, but nobody cares about them. The reason people care about your logo is for easy identification among competitors. So they want to see your product, they want to see your logo. For example, this is a book done by Print Doctor Africa. Okay, so when people see our logo right behind it, they should be sure that it's a quality book, right? Okay, so but the logo is not the first important thing. It's because you know already that we can deliver. If we spent a lot of time, look, this was the logo we were using. It was just my face as when we started building this. It was after we realized that people now needed to know us. We had to develop that new logo. We had to develop that new logo because people needed to now know us. People needed to be able to, to be sure who did the book. Who did the book? Previously, nobody cared about us. Maybe 5 books, 10 books. Now that we're, as I speak with you, we have exceeded 300 books already. We are a force in the industry, especially to authors. They want to know that, okay, this is the sign, this is the mark of quality. But what we first had to do was to create the right environment. That we created a promise. We delivered consistently on the promise. And then we properly packaged our brand identity such that, and that's the same thing. The reason people drink Coca-Cola is not because of the logo, but the logo gives people the assurance that this is the product I'm looking for. So without the logo, if they still have assurance that this is the product, they will drink it. What they want to drink is not the logo, it's the satisfaction that they will be safe, that this product is safe, it will not cause them bodily harm, it will not cause their family members harm. That food safety aspect is key, and that's why and also the quality, that they will not find cockroaches in this, they will not find ants in the drink. They are assured. So they will not, people go on the shelf and they want to be clear. You see, the power behind the logo is not in the drawing or in the finesse. The power is in the delivery of the promise. Okay. Now, the second part, I think this is about the fourth, talked about structure of the brand. The third is, no matter what you do, create products. No matter what you do, if you're going to last in business, please create products. Whether you are a service company or not, create products. Now, I'm going to talk about how service businesses can also create products. Now, for example, if I run a laundry business, what I'm doing is basically a service, but I can create products out of it. Why do you need to create products? Number one, any business that will last needs to make predictable income. Let's start from there. Any business that will last needs to make predictable income, because that's how you can make your budget for the year. That's how you can do your activities and all that. And we're probably talking about strategic planning at some point, but not in this session. That's how you can strategically plan your business for profit and for long-term success. Okay, so whatever you do, create products. I said, whatever you do, make sure you create products. So to create products, for example, I'm talking about the laundry business now. The laundry business can create services and structure them into packages. So I do this a lot in our company here. We do gold package, silver package, sapphire package, and all of that. So we just group services and combine them in terms of usefulness, and then those will determine the prices. It makes it easy for people to choose what they want, because you are offering it to them as a product before they even ask. So while your neighbor, your competitor, is still expecting people to come in and say, I want to do this, say it is 15 naira. I want to do this, is 5,000 naira. I want to do this, is $100. I want to do this, is this. I want to do this. You have already, you showed to the customers that you had them in mind. Certain kind of people will need certain kind of services. You group it together. That's the stratification that I talked about here. Okay, then you innovate, be different, do something that doesn't exist, or renovate, revamp something that's already existing in your industry. The most important part of it is that make it accessible. Let people know how to reach it easily. Don't create products and hide them. Don't create products and let people still search before they find. Put it in their faces, let people, and make it easy to understand. So in 3 clicks, let people be able to order for your product. In 3 sentences, in 5 minutes visit to your office, to your store, to your shop, let people be able to get their products. Do you understand? Somebody walks into your shop, somebody walks into your office, somebody gets on your website, and in 2 minutes, they have made 1 minute. They've made purchase decision. All right. You will smile more to the bank when this happens. Okay, so build sales process. This is the fourth one. Build sales process. What did I say? Build sales process. Look, if you don't have sales, you have no business. Therefore, this critical aspect of your business must be well thought out. What did I say? This critical aspect of your business must be well thought out. Understand who your customer is or your consumer. And you also need to know the difference. So your consumer is the person who uses your product or services. The customer is the person that pays. So sometimes your customer is the one who pays for the services and also uses it. But at the same time, sometimes there are two different sets of people. So your consumer, for example, if you run a baby food, for example, so your consumer is the baby, but your customer is the parent. You need to know who to target. If you run pay TV, your consumer may be the wife and the customer, the husband. So you need to know who to target with your advertisement. If, or in some families, the parents don't even watch TV, the consumers are the children, the customers are the parents. So you need to know who to target. There is a noodle company in Nigeria who knows this very well. Even though the children cannot pay for it, they make sure that their adverts are targeted towards enticing children. And the moment children love it and they want it, there is nothing any parent can do. They must buy the product. Do you understand now? Okay, so this is the first step in building your sales process. Then you build a strategy. A strategy is a plan of actions designed to achieve long-term or overall aim. So the first thing I will encourage you to do is to create a customer avatar. A customer avatar basically describes your typical customer, the kind of customer. So this person is a hypothetical person. You can draw him out, you can draw her out. Basically, so what you're saying is then you begin to attribute properties to this customer. So this customer is my typical customer. What you do with creating avatar is to determine who your typical customer is so that you can direct your sales activities to these people. You don't just throw your flyers, you don't just throw your advertisement. That's why on digital marketing, you're running advertisements. What you basically do is that you target certain people. So this doesn't happen with traditional media, but it's easier with digital media. So you create a customer avatar just even before you create your adverts on the internet. You create a customer avatar. Who is the typical kind of person that needs your product? Male, female, education level, age range, marital status, spiritual status. You determine exactly what the kind of people you want and the people that your product will appeal the more to. And then you after you have created your customer avatar and you're sure that this is basically, it's not like you won't attend to other people that don't belong in this category, but you know you will get more results with this kind of people. The next thing is to decide your points of sale, whether your points of sale are physical or digital or a combination. And when it's a combination, you need to talk about or determine the percentage. So the percentage, am I giving 70% physical or 20% and 30% digital, or 30% physical, 70% digital, or it's 100% physical? And then, or it's 90-10. You just need to determine this, and so that you will know where to put all your, the most of your resources. The final one here on this slide is build sales investment plan. A lot of people just spend on on sales activities just from the top of their mind. It doesn't work that way. The question is, how much do you have? How much are you planning? Do you have a percentage, of your income, percentage of your income that is going into this? Do you have percentage of your income that is going into sales or to investment into sales, into advertisements, into sponsoring events, you should know your outlets. You should know your outlets. You should know where you want to invest money into sales. At the beginning of 2020, we invested some money into an event and we brought in sales from that event. After that, COVID stepped in, we went 100% digital. So you need to know, okay, this is the percentage of my income that goes back into bringing more sales for this business. Okay. And the final one on Built to Last today is build an effective team. Look, for as long as you think you can run your business alone, your business will not last. Let me say that again. What you are building is a hustle if you think you can keep running it alone. Because they say your business, I run a digital business. That does not mean that you should be a one-man business. I have a virtual assistant that lives in Abuja, hundreds of kilometers away from my office. She's a team member. I have some part-time staff members that I use for activities that I do not need the core competencies in-house to save cost. And I have core team members that we are always together right in the production room 24/7. You need to have team members, non-executive directors. You need to know all of this. So a company with 100 team members has 800 hours per day if their work day is 8 hours. Whereas a solopreneur has only 8 hours. Which one will be more effective? Which one will be more effective? Which one will be more effective between the two? Okay. So if you have not read the Business Intelligence Cookbook, this is the time for you to take it to the next level. Take your business intelligence cookbook, your business to the next level. Take your business to the next level. You need to read the Business Intelligence Cookbook. I laid strategies that anybody in any industry can use to build sustainable, innovative, profitable, and long-lasting businesses. Right there in that book, let me just show you the Business Intelligence Cookbook. I think I have the Business Intelligence Cookbook somewhere around here. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So this is the Business Intelligence Cookbook. It's 196 pages. It's available on Amazon. It's available at Roving Heights. It's available on Okada Books. It's available on BAM Books, both everywhere. Digital copies, physical copies. The Business Intelligence Cookbook is available. So basically, what do you stand to gain in the Business Intelligence Cookbook? The Business Intelligence Cookbook talks about rules of execution. What are the things you need to do? The things talks about rules of innovation. Rules of execution helps you to execute your project, your business. You're starting up a new business. How will you know before you commit money into it that it will succeed? How will you know that it will succeed? Your business, your rules of execution will show you how to predict and ensure that it succeeds even before you commit naira or so much or dollars or pounds sterling or whatever it is into it. The rules of innovation helps you to be different. Rules of innovation helps you to be different, how to develop innovation thinking and apply it in any industry and win. All right, how to innovate. Any business that will last long in this generation, in this dispensation, must be able to innovate effectively. I showed you in this book how to do this. Sales and numbers game, basically, and then the rules of work from about 5 super high flyers, both in corporate and in business. And then we talked about the business of the future. Okay, you need to get this book. This book is for anyone who really wants to do well in business. Engage with me on Instagram. My name is Ayodeji Ebadan. Engage with me on Facebook, Ebadan Ayodeji. Engage me on LinkedIn and everywhere you find me on digital media. I'll be very glad to hear from you. My name is Ayodele Pardon, and I believe in the future of business. I believe in building sustainable businesses. I believe that hustling is not meant for you. Get ready for the future. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'd like to hear from you some other time. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful time. Bye-bye now.